Alexandre Roulin, if you would join us on the stage.
Hi, Rob.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Bonjour, monsieur. Bonjour, tout le monde. Okay, okay, thank you. Thank you very much for the invitation. You can see here a Jordanian farmer with an Israeli at the back on the ladder, and he has in his hands a barn owl, and I will talk about the barn owl today. Okay, how does it work here? Can you not put on the big screen? Ah, wow, sorry. Okay, I'm an evolutionary biologist. Can you maybe put the sound a bit louder? I'm an evolutionary biologist, and my goal during my work is to understand the evolution of life. How DNA appeared, cells, multicellular organisms, invertebrates, vertebrates, and then why animals, plants disappear, like the dinosaurs, how they can reappear, speciation, the creation of new species. But I think at the end, our goal is to understand who we are, from where we come and where we go. And you can see on this map, this is the way humans conquered the world, the path out of Africa, and then they reached the North America and South America. And very few animals are cosmopolitan, I mean widespread on the world. We believe 7 species of birds. And one of these birds is the barn owl here. And we did some genetic analysis to understand from where this bird comes. And this is not out of Africa, this is out of Asia. But as you can see, it took the same routes to colonize the planet as humans did in the past. And this is one of the first similitudes between human and the barn owl. This bird lives close to us, breeds in houses, in the US, in Europe, the same. It's a very important bird because it gives contact to us, to the farmers, to the people, because it lives with farmers. Important to try to reverse the tendency to destroy nature. People kill each other as well. And I think the world is just on fire. We have to find solutions. And one of the solutions, this is scientific diplomacy. 3 types of scientific diplomacy. First, sometimes diplomats need scientists to understand a phenomena like climate change. The second type, diplomats make sure that people from different countries can work together. And the third one, more interesting I think, that's when the usual political channel have difficulties to bring people together. Scientists are neutral. They work. We don't wait about leaders to do something. And only then the diplomats can start to make connections between these people. And that's the goal of our project. And thus we need an ambassador for this. And this is the barn owl. In the talons, you see the branch, olive branch. And why this is an ambassador? First, it looks like human. She's an Israeli woman. And when I'm in Israel, I show this slide and I say, I don't know who is the most beautiful. I don't know what you think. I made my choice. But it's also scary. And in most cultures, like in Arabic world, they are really scared. When they see a barn owl, they run away and they tell me, kill them, you have to kill them. In the past, in Switzerland, I don't know in the US what you did with these birds, but in the past we were nailing the barn owl against the doors of the farms to ward off evil spirits. It's just only recently that we stopped these things. And it has, like diplomats, a very nice costume. You see, beautiful bird. And fascinates. And we use this fascination to bring people together. And that's what I will show you now in this presentation, some results. 1,000 years ago, there was the last ice age. All animals, plants died, and they took refuge in the southern parts of the continent. We took blood samples from birds, the barn owls, and we wanted to know how they recolonized Europe. And you see the symbol. The barn owl recolonized Europe from Israel, Palestine, around the Mediterranean Sea. And they came back now in contact in the Balkans. You see these colors, reddish at the top, a bit whitish at the south. That's because the barn owl are white in Spain, dark in the north. And we wanted to understand why this is so. What is the function of this nice costume of an ambassador? We believe it plays a role in predator-prey interaction. The reddish at night should be very, very well cryptic. The mice should not see them. Thus the question is why the barn owl is white. I don't know if you thought about this, but this is the only predator which is white, nocturnal predator. If you imagine that you are mice, you see this guy jumping on you. Of course, when it is 600 meters away, you directly see it and you flee. That's why there are still white barn owls on Earth. We did some experiments. That's the idea. The owl jumps on the mice. Wow, she just flees. But this is not exactly the situation. When this is dark, the new moon, the owl, the mice don't see very well the owl, and they panic. They freeze. Wow! The owl is jumping on them. They just panic. 9 seconds. When there is full moon, the owl is very well seen. They just panic twice as long. It gives the time for the white to capture the prey. That's why the barn owl is white. That's why I think he could conquer the world. He found the trick to capture the mice. And to me, this is a killing machine. It shows that it evolved all adaptive functions to capture the mice, even to become white. But on top of that, when I'm in Israel, I change the picture. This is an American plane. When I'm in Israel, I just take an Israeli plane. They make no noise. Listen to the volume, please.
Good.
Everybody heard in Chicago the pigeon. They make a lot of noise. What about the barn owl? The microphones are much better than our own ears. They cannot not even detect something. No noise, nothing. And why so? Because they have to hear the voles to capture them, and the voles should not hear the barn owl. Thus it evolved all strategies to be a real killing machine. Why to be so efficient? That's Darwin who taught us reproduction, survival. You have to produce many kids in your life, survive long, and to this end you need to find a partner. You fight against your competitors, and you choose your partner. And I've always been obsessed by this question of choosing your partner. And at some point I wondered why I'm so obsessed by what we call sexual selection. And I think I found why. Because I want to understand why women are so beautiful and why men behave in such a weird way. And look at this guy, full of tattoos. And now I'm 50. I think it's a bit too late. But when I was 18, I should have taken a guitar, play some crazy Slayer, a lot of tattoos, and maybe I would have been, more success, right? It's just too late. The barn owl is the same. They are sexually dimorphic. Females like women with nice colors. They have these black spots on the feathers. The males less. And the males just prefer females with more spots. When I cut off the spots on the feathers, on the left you see where it's written immaculate. I'll just cut off the spots. And I measured the number of prey the male was bringing to the nest. He brought far fewer prey compared to the situation where the female was very beautiful with many spots. And why they do this, I don't have the time, because I could talk during 3 hours. That's because these females are genetically superior. They produce offspring of better qualities. That's the reason why. That's very, very intense social life, even if they live at night. Mammals are polygamous. They have several mates. Birds are socially monogamous. The mother needs the father to raise the chicks. But is it really the case? Do males look for some other females and the opposite? We made some paternity analyses. Do they have lovers? Only 2% of the chicks are produced by the postman, which is just beside the house. Only 2%. It's not very efficient. Do they divorce? Look the situation in humans. This was one study. You see in the US, you divorce twice as many as compared to Switzerland. 25% here, 46%. What about birds? The barn owl, that's the same as American and Swiss people. Each year, between 20 and 50% of the pairs break up. Some birds, like the albatross, they stay all life long with the same partner. Some other birds, they change every year. They are never happy with their partner. Look at this video. This is a clip of one single barn owl that we've monitored during many years. In 2006, she was with Donald. And she was not so happy with Donald, apparently. She moved to Bill in 2007. In 2008, never happy, this woman. George, I don't know if it's a junior or senior, I don't know. But 2009, again, Ronald. And then, wow, amazing, 2 years with John. She moved 10 kilometers. In 2012 with Jimmy. As you see, in her lifetime, 6 mates. This is Elizabeth Jr. Elizabeth mother is better because she had 8. That's the record. Why do birds divorce? Why do we divorce? The main factor, that's because we are not happy. And we say that's because of you that we raise few offspring, poor condition. That's your fault. That's I want to find another partner. And this is the case. When they divorce, the year before, they produce far fewer offspring compared to when they are happy and stay together. And this is an adaptive solution because when they divorce, they get a new partner and they restore reproductive success. They have more chicks the year after. That's good. And once they find the right partner, what they do, they want to stay faithful the rest of their career. They stay together because they coordinate much better and they produce more offspring. Year after year, they improve. Thus, morale is safe. They want to be faithful. But the problem, there is a dilemma because we put GPS on these birds 2 years ago and we wanted to see what they do at night. And say, wow, my God, when we got the GPS back, wow, it's a long story. And I show you, I'm sorry for the picture, but the barn owls are like this woman. They can do 2 broods in a year. And the male is feeding the chicks. And the female, what does she do? She can do like this, or she can look for a young male to produce a second brood. And that's what they do. Look at this video. Here, on the left, the blue, this is the male, working very hard to bring back the mice to the nest. And the female, you see the houses, that's nest boxes. She's just all night long looking for young males. And the male sees nothing, you know? And finally, she found one. This is a Catholic region, by the way, here. And business as usual. She's looking for young guys. And the male is working very hard. Poor guy. The next one is very good because always the same story. She's looking for young guys. But the male in blue, when we capture it back, we took the GPS and said, wow, he had 2 women at the same time. So, very rare. And the last example, I was born in Payerne. I'm working now in Lausanne. In one night, one barn owl, female, she flew 50 kilometers to go in a discotheque near Lausanne University to find a young guy. But she did not find him. And what she did, 2 days later, she was back home and the male saw nothing at all. Thus, there are conflicts. Mother, father are not always happy. But more than that, between offspring. The mole is not always full of food. Thus, the chicks or the offspring have to share food. And the solution, usually, you have 3 cases. Siblicide, you kill your brother or your sister. It's very frequent in many birds. You negotiate, very rare. Or you cooperate. It happens. And the barn owl, that's the issue. Even if this is a killing machine, the offspring negotiate. They don't kill each other. They have all the weapons to kill each other with the bill, the claws. But they negotiate. Maybe you can put the sound a bit louder. And look here. This, the prey, they cannot divide the prey. And look at this guy. I don't know your parents what they told you when you were young, but my parents always told me you have to cut your meat. And look at this guy, just swallowing the entire prey. Looks good, no? What do? They talk all night long. Up to 3,000 calls per chick per night in the absence of the parent. They dialogue. They make so much noise that we have to avoid to put the nest box in front of the room of the farmers because they cannot sleep. Just during the whole night, the chicks, instead of fighting, they talk to each other, they negotiate, and once they have agreed, they say, after you. And the brother takes the prey. I will take the next one. As you see the inspiration, this is the diplomatic resolution of the conflicts. Even if they have all the weapons in their hands to fight, they don't do this. And this is the essence of our project. This is the hawk, which metamorphoses into a dove. And that's what we do in the Middle East. We use this bird as a platform to bring people together, Israeli, Palestinians, and Jordanians. And I think this project works because it has no link with tradition, culture, or religion. People agree to talk together, no problem at all. Up to the point, as me as a Swiss, when I'm there, I don't know who is the Palestinian, the Jordanian, no idea. It showed to me that solutions are possible. I really believe in this. And the Middle East is very important. Look at this video clip. These are storks, migration. Each dot is one individual with a GPS. They were born in Germany. And look, they go in the winter in Africa. 2 routes, Middle East or Spain. And this video clip shows you that this region is very, very important. If there is a disaster, an ecological disaster, it will affect all birds, nature in Europe, in Africa, even in Asia. Thus, we have really to do something in the Middle East, very important region. And fascinating, by the way. It's really moving, yeah. This region, this is the joint meeting point of Africa, Asia, Europe. That's why this is a hotspot of biodiversity. This is a given family of plants. You can see 90 species of plants per 1,000 square kilometers. Look in France, UK, only 7. As you see that how diverse nature is there. Not only nature, but the tanks. Look, 200 tanks per 1,000 square kilometers in the Middle East. 2 in the US, 6 in Switzerland. Yes, we are better, you see. But our problem, that's the voles, because farmers, they want to have crops, and the voles destroy agricultural fields. And this is a big problem. There is a huge amount of voles. It's amazing. And the solution, usually, that's chemical warfare. Farmers spread tons of rodenticides, poison, to kill the voles. It's not a very good solution, because this is the snake which bites its own tail. You see, it kills nature, birds, animals. That's because the voles do not die directly. They wander, roam on the surface. The predators capture them, and they accumulate the poison. At some point, there is hemorrhagia, and they die. And this bird is very endangered worldwide. You can see the problem. There's the solution. This is to favor predators. And we use the barn owl. We fix boxes in the fields to attract the barn owls. They go inside the boxes. They produce their chicks. Each family can have up to 10 chicks. And each family with 10 chicks will eat up to 6,000 voles per year. And there are thousands of pairs in Israel. So you imagine how efficient this bird is. And the farmers then, we could show that, I don't know how to go back, but at the back, this was Jordan, the hills of Jordan. And the boxes were in Israel. And it works. That's not us who brought the gerbiles. That's the parents who brought them. And we could show that the farmers decrease the use of poison. And they use the barn owl now. But of course, we have to, when you have an ecological problem, you have to solve it not only nationally, but regionally. And that's why we need to have the Palestinians and the Jordanians with us doing the same. It started in Israel. And that's where the idea came, to use this bird as a diplomatic platform to bring together these people. And this is more than that, and this is an inspiration. This was the first pair of an Israeli and Jordanian birds, ringed in Israel and one in Jordan. And my friend, Yossi Lechem, he came to the rabbi in Jerusalem, he told me the story. He said, wow, great, fantastic. And 2 seconds later, he asked, yeah, but the chicks, they are Jewish or they are Muslim? We put a GPS on the birds. It breeds in Israel, but it hunts in Palestine. They don't need a visa or passport. They cross the border easily, every night. Nobody sees it. Thus, if you solve the problem in Israel, there is still a problem in Palestine. You have to find a regional solution. Look at the Palestinian, happy with the barn owl, even if they were very scared at the start. And we do workshops together. And look here, these are Jordanians, Palestinian, Israeli people.
And yes, even became Facebook friends. During our group trips, we even visited a Christian church, a Jewish synagogue, and a Muslim mosque. My favorite part is having fun. We had lots of fun together, and still do. And I shortly found out that Jordanians are way better dancers than I am. and you can joke with somebody, you know they're your friend.
And you can wonder why a small guy like me, a Swiss, is involved in this project. The first thing, that's because I'm working with barn owls during my entire academic career. But when I was there, I said, wow, when I saw these people together, I became really moved by this, and I decided to be more involved in the social issue of this project. And I realized that Swiss people, they trust us because we are neutral. I don't know if this is in the genetics, in the genes, but we love everybody, more or less. We want peace. And I really feel this when I'm there. And a few years ago, that's my colleague who started everything 30 years ago, Yossi Lechem on the left from Tel Aviv University. On the right, the General Mansour Abu Rashid from Jordan, very key person. He was mandated by the late King Hussein to prepare the peace treaty between Jordan and Israel in '94. And I thought, okay, 2-3 years ago, I thought, okay, we should bring on the international scene, starting with Switzerland. We did the first event in Geneva, then in Davos. We brought back the success to the late Shimon Peres. Switzerland at the university with the chief of staff of Switzerland, who agreed to give words of peace. I always show this picture, I'm very proud, my son between two generals, the Jordanian and the Swiss, and I forgot to tell him to change the t-shirt. You see, this is Angry Birds. But he looks happy. And just this year, we'll finish with this. We did an event with the president of Switzerland, who asked me to show our projects in Switzerland to the entire diplomatic corps, 150 ambassadors. I met the American one, by the way. And this was really a big success. During 1.5 hours, the people were enjoying the barn owls, and this is the president of Switzerland with the barn owl. My colleague from the Middle East who came just for this event, showing him the project in the Middle East. And I was just telling him, the president and his wife, some jokes on the barn owls, we were really enjoying. And just show him the new direction, where to go. And by the way, I just received a phone call at 7:30 from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs telling me that we will get money from Switzerland to continue the project. And that's why I'm here, to spread the word. And we will go in less than a month in Paris to present this project at the Paris Peace Forum. And I always finish with this picture because I was really moved in last year when the TV came with me. And this was 30 kilometers from Jerusalem. And this very beautiful woman, 80 years old, with blue eyes, Palestinian, and she was telling me a story. And she was really, with no anger, nothing at all. She told me I had to leave my house in '46. I could take only 2 things. I had just 1 hour to leave. These were these 2 pictures. And on this picture, you see her and a Jewish friend. She never saw her again. And she's just 30 kilometers from Jerusalem. She never went back in Jerusalem. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci, monsieur.
Excellent. So when a few of us went to Israel in March, we visited with Yossi Lechem, your colleague at Tel Aviv University. And if you ever meet Yossi, he will probably give you one of these. He wears it. He carries a stuffed barn owl. He has dioramas. He has slides. He has barn owl music. He's all about the barn owl, and so are we. Thank you so much, and good luck in this message you're sending around the world.
Thank you very much for your attention.
Truly extraordinary.
It's a pleasure. Bye.